All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome. This is Kristina Sullins. Let me turn that off. All right. Okay. All right, you guys. Welcome. This is our team call. Why do I still have an echo? Oh, it might be you, Melissa. Do you have your computer? Do you have Facebook open?
No, I don't have anything open.
Testing.
Because remember when we did it last time, I don't have it on my end.
Okay.
But I did make sure everything was off.
I closed it and I don't know why. Oh. Testing. Testing, testing. That was it. That was weird. Okay.
Good.
I think that was it. All right. If I have an echo, let me know, you guys. I'd rather restart it right now than in 5 minutes. I don't know why I have that echo. Okay. So welcome to our, oh, I have an echo. You want to, let me try to mute you. Let's see if it's gone now. It is. Okay. So not sure why, but I'm going to have to mute and unmute you. Okay. All right, let's start this again. All right, welcome to our team call. My name is Kristina Sullins, and I'm excited to introduce you guys to one of my newest coaches, which is Melissa Grimes. She has done something pretty incredible, which is she signed up as a new coach about 30 days ago, and she's taken her business to the diamond level in that period of time. Little did I know she kind of had that own goal set for herself. And I knew she wanted to build a big, crazy business, but what she's doing is pretty awesome, and I wanted to share with you guys exactly that. So I have a couple questions. I want to interview Melissa live, and I want you guys to use the feed on Facebook, and any questions that you have, feel free to drop those questions right there, okay? So let's get started with, first of all, congratulations on a huge accomplishment. I'm so excited for you. Why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself, who you are, your different roles in life, what you're passionate about.
My name is Melissa. I'm a single mom of 2 boys that are 12 and 9. As far as my career goes, I'm actually a personal trainer. I own my own gym and studio. I have owned it for about 3 years now. Before that, going back about 6 years ago, I lost 100 pounds. So needless to say, that's kind of what's given me my journey. As we go through this interview, I'm going to tell you guys more than once. Even with my weight loss, my journey, I posted start to finish on social media. So I am used to using it. From the start to the end, the people that you think are your supporters sometimes aren't, but it is what gave me my career. I had people approach me when I finished and told me I should become a personal trainer. I never thought about it before, but needless to say, that's kind of what happened. So that is what I do today. I train mostly women, mostly for weight loss, and I love what I do. So health and fitness is definitely my background. It has to stay a part of my life. I have thyroid problems, Hashimoto, different things that we all battle. And I'm going to be 40 Saturday. So life, is in the health and fitness industry now, and that's kind of why I do what I do.
Okay, awesome. So, I mean, you are a trainer, but you're a new trainer, right?
Like, I'm a trainer, yes.
How long have you been doing that?
Well, I've been personal training for about 3 years. So
okay, that's really new.
Right.
Okay. So have you used Beachbody products? Did you use Beachbody products before you were a coach?
Yes, actually I did. In the first part of my weight loss, it just kind of hit me one day. I was the heaviest I had ever been. I wasn't heavy as a kid, heavy as a teenager, heavy in my early 20s. I blew up in my mid 20s. So when I decided to start my journey, I actually started running. I started running. Needless to say, that doesn't work when you're really overweight. I had a lot of issues with it, and I switched to Insanity. So Insanity is the first program that I did complete. I am that person. When I set my mind to something, I will do it start to finish. And that's what I did for 30 days. So I did complete that first in my first 30 days. Months went on. I took myself into the gym after that, went through several programs, MMA programs and different things, all the way to the end where I actually met Kristina. I decided to go outside of my comfort zone and become a turbo kick instructor. So about 5 years ago is when I completed that. And that's the first thing I did. At the same time, I did start drinking Shakeology. I drank lots of shakes since then, but back to being on Beachbody now, Shakeology was definitely, even back then, my favorite. When I first started teaching Turbo Kick, I honestly taught 3 to 4 times a week, and it brought me down to the smallest I had ever been. So Beachbody was a huge part of my success, and the reason why I'm back at it.
So 2 questions. One is, why did you wait so long to become a Beachbody coach, right?
Right.
And then the second one is, does someone else have to use products before becoming a coach, in your opinion?
Okay, so first, why did I wait so long to become a coach? I have no idea. I really try to slap myself for this one because I was approached by Kristina back when I did complete Turbo Kick. I actually met Shauna at the same time, and I've honestly watched the two of them become so successful over the last 5 years. Why did I wait? I think I was so involved in, going through my weight loss. I went through a divorce. I was in the mindset of, like, I have to go back to school to become a trainer, and that's what I put my mind to. So I don't think it was the right time for me, which now it is. So now I'm doing it. And no, I don't think anybody has to be part of the products before it, but you have to be on the products while you're doing it, because you have to. Most people that know me know that I talk with passion about it, even now, and only being back into it for about, I think, like 6 weeks now. And that's the first thing my clients notice, or people that I'm talking to. Like, if you love it, we're going to love it too, is kind of what happens.
So another question or objection from coaches is, like you said, you lost 100 pounds, which is like, dude, I lost 50 twice and it was like the hardest thing in the world. So it's like, oh my God. But a lot of people struggle with, you lost some of your weight from Insanity, but some of it was from teaching, I'm sure, and just working out and eating healthy. And it was like, a combination or a lifestyle. So how do you just feel about the fact that, like, someone comes into this, maybe has a weight loss story, but didn't lose all their weight from Beachbody? Like, what advice do you give them on that?
I think anybody that's going to lose that amount of weight, you're going to do several things. One of the reasons I do love it, Beachbody wasn't really the same back then as it is now when I was doing it. I think if I had, like, Beachbody On Demand at my hands and things like that, it would have been different. I had one program, that I stuck. My husband at the time had P90X, and I tried that. Like that, it just, you are going to go through several things. Beachbody is like the whole package, kind of as a whole. Yes, I am a trainer. I do take personal clients in here because I believe in weights. So I believe that weights are good. But Amy, my trainer, and I are currently doing Body Beast. So, I mean, Beachbody has everything you can think of really in one package. And being in my job, it is not easy. Like, as you know, Kristina, and where you came from, I mean, 50, 60 hours a week in my studio, mostly, 66 days a week. Like, it's exhausting, and as I watch you over the years, I'm like, gosh, like it really shouldn't be such a struggle to be helping people. There has to be an easier way. And it was like a light went off, and I realized this actually goes hand in hand, not only with my clients, but women that have approached me over the last couple of years that have been a part of my social media that have said, you know, gosh, Melissa, I wish that I can train with you. Like, I don't live anywhere near your gym. And all of a sudden, I can help them too, you know.
Awesome. So that goes right in, that goes into number 3. Like, why did you really join as a coach? And what's driving you to build a huge business?
Right.
So dig into that. That's my jam, right?
Yeah, it is. Why did I enroll as a coach? Well, I enrolled as a coach because when I watched you for 5 years, I watched Shauna, but I watched several girls, you know.
You just froze up.
You
Oh, there you
get
go.
to have, you get, it helps. Did I lose you? Did I lose you?
You froze up for a minute, so I would just say watch your internet connection, because that's what it has to be.
Okay.
So it left off with you just saying that you started watching me, Shauna, a couple people that were coaches and watching their journey.
Yeah, so I mean, I watched your guys' journey, which is amazing. I mean, you applaud me for diving in 30 days, which is nothing compared to what I'm sure I have ahead of me. But I decided to join. Like I said, it's kind of like a light went off. I'm like, I don't know why I'm not looking at this as something that fits into my lifestyle. Like you've told me, and you told me a couple times, it totally fits into my lifestyle. Not only does it help my clients, I have a lot of women that I have huge posters on my wall of my before and after pictures, and they're like, I want to do what you did. But they come into the studio twice a week and they go home, and I don't know what they do at home. And they tell me that they eat, and I don't, you guys, it's 7 days a week. I mean, it's a lifestyle change, and it goes hand in hand with my clients now. I have a lot of clients who now realize they can do something at I can just do it from home. I have family members that I, you know, have tried to get healthy along with me. And I have other girls that work with me at my gym that want to do what I'm doing too. You know, the struggle is real. 50 to 60 hours a week isn't easy. Although since doing Beachbody, I've put in probably more than that, you know, but you know, you have to work at it, put in the time, and be rewarding in the future is my hope. So I enrolled to not only have the financial freedom, but to allow me to continue to help people from a huge spectrum. I mean, from my clients here to my friends to my family to people I don't even know. You know, I really love we're running our first challenge group out of here. So you guys have to remember I'm brand new. I've literally only been doing this 6 weeks. So I am probably newer than a lot of you, but that is my main focus, is the fact I can reach so many people.
Yeah, and so let's talk about that for a minute. So I mean, I've built my business already so much through the fitness industry just because that's what I've been doing for 20 years and more. So that's where my network is, right? So that's what I'm always telling people. Like, if you love fitness, if you love working out, if you're an instructor, if you're a trainer, if you're not, if you're just like a fitness enthusiast, a junkie, you go take classes, you work out at home, like whatever. It's like, this is an opportunity to do what you love as a job that, if you want it to, can change your life, you know, financially. So what is driving you to put in all those hours and to build a huge business with this?
Well, I not only do I
I think I just lost you.
I have that you can love more than helping people. So for me, it's you get to help people. I mean, I tell people all the time, people don't want to put their money into their health, which to me it seems so crazy. Like that's all you have. Like you've got your body to walk around in for one life, and people spend their money on so many crazy things that this is something you really get to change people. I mean, I lost 100 pounds. I know what it's like. I kind of battled it myself. I did it all on my own, and people need to realize it's really not that hard. It's a lot easier when you're surrounded by people that are doing it, people that support you, and ways that really are simple and easy to follow.
Right.
I mean,
Okay. So number 4 is what did your daily activity look like when you worked to hit diamond in 30 days, right? And this is like the good stuff, right? You're gonna be like, I worked.
I know. And it's funny because my boyfriend even said, he's like, babe, you're working more now than you were before. I thought this was going to be easier. And I'm like, well, it's not going to be easier for a long time. So in my hours, I do have breaks during my day and I have breaks at night. I did it every second I could get. I mean, in the training videos you watch and it says put an hour a day aside. I mean, I worked my phone like a crazy person. And going diamond in 30 days seems like, to some people, they're like, well, you already have that network. Well, not necessarily. I do have a network of women that support me and believe in me, so they will follow me into different things that they trust will work for them. But I've worked hard at keep building that network too. I honestly have not even reached social media yet. I've been so busy with just my inner circle of people, from my family to my friends to my clients, that I haven't even attacked the outside market yet. You know, I realize that's my next step because I have a far way to go. But that is, I think, what's awesome about it too. Like, you really truly have to embrace your inner circle of people, because why would you not want to help your family, your friends, you know, and people that are close to you, people that you see all the time. You know, we are in our first challenge here, and taking in the women that I've brought in so far has allowed me to be really personal with them. Like, it's teaching me, it's teaching them, and it's easier than working with strangers. So I realize that most people, because some of the coaches that I currently have are like, oh, I don't want to ask my family. That's really who you need to go to. I mean, one, you want your family to be healthy, and two, they're going to be the people that are going to support you, even, you know.
Right. Your warm market, your big list. So that was like one of the first things we talked about was, okay, who do you know right now? This is a question I ask all of my coaches in the very beginning. Who do you know right now that wants to get involved in your business in some shape or form, right? Whether it's as a customer or as a business partner and join your team, you know? And so you rattled off names, and actually you and Amy, because we did that call together. And together, you know, we kind of brain dumped a list of people to start talking to, right? And kind of talked that out as far as where do you see people joining and why, and then how to start those conversations. So let's talk about who did sign up, who were your first coaches, and how did you approach them, and why did you select these people to even start approaching them about joining your team?
Right. So I think when you first think about it, like I said, I watched you and Shauna. You guys are best friends. You're very close. You travel together. You work together. Of course, you want to work with people like that. You know, like, you don't want to totally, right off the bat, work with total strangers. You need help, because, I mean, I went into it running, and I don't think I've stopped. And like, if I didn't have close people next to me, I probably wouldn't make it. You know, I mean, Amy and I have broke down together. We've been through stuff. Jessica, you know. So I first approached 2 of the trainers that work with me. Amy being somebody that's been by my side for years now. She was a client before she was a trainer. Now she's my sidekick here. And I just kind of knew that it would be something that would fit us together. You know, Amy just had a baby. She's a stay-at-home mom. It's like perfect. I'm like, Amy, this is perfect. Like, you could work this business without walking away from, you know, your baby, and still build your personal training career. It just kind of fit. So, I mean, I'm lucky to have had her, and we just jumped in it together. And I brought one of my other trainers along with me, somebody that is actually a trainer in training, I like to call her, because she wants to become a trainer. Okay. And it's not cheap to become a trainer. And she's younger. So her struggle is, how do I afford to become a personal trainer? And I'm like, okay, well, you could do this with me, because you're going to start making money right away. And you are going to build a clientele that not only are going to want to do this with you, they're probably going to want to come in the studio and work with you. So right off the bat, Amy, Jessica, and I think we're all a team within the first couple days, I want to say. So before I did sign up, I did pre-think, like, do I have 2 people that I want to do this with right away? Yes, I did. And yes, they were close to me. I think anybody has that. Anybody is going to have 2 people that are going to, one, want to do it for themselves, because that's the biggest part for me. I lost the weight. I know what it's like to work out like a crazy person, but I'm usually exhausted. Like, after a 50, 60-hour week, like, and I do this with people all day long, like, I don't want to do it myself. So Beachbody was something for me that I all of a sudden was like, look, Amy, like, we get to do this firsthand. Like, I look at these girls, they're in great shape. Like, they're following awesome programs, you know. And for once, like, I just wanted something that just brought me through my workout too. Like, I don't want to think about it, and we just did it. So I just think it's helpful that, and it's awesome that you get to firsthand be the person that's doing it. So those are my 2 people.
I love that you're talking about how you are going to the people that, you know, are really close to you already. Now, you're referring to Amy and Jessica as trainers, but like yourself, you guys are all newer to fitness.
Correct.
So, like, Jessica's not a trainer, but she wants to be a trainer. That's one of her goals. And then, like, Amy's a newer trainer, right?
Right.
I just want, like, people to understand that, because that could be anybody who loves fitness and says, I want to become a personal trainer, and they go and get certified. So, you know, there's like a misconception of like, oh, well, you know, they're a trainer, so yeah, they have a huge network, and of course they're going to sign up a bunch of people.
And it's not like that, you guys. It really isn't. I mean, all 3 of us, like, we do fitness because we have a story, you know. And you approach people that, I mean, yes, like, I did it start to finish, you know, but I'm human and I have my ups and downs too, you know. But we only do what we do because we have success story behind us. I mean, doing Beachbody is going to give you the same thing, you know. Like, you could start off and you could start off with people that want to do it with you. Doesn't mean you have to be totally done with your success story. I mean, I'm not totally done with mine, you know. Right. We just had a baby. Like, Amy, we worked together, and she would tell you we worked together all the way up to her wedding, and then she had a baby. I mean, that's life, you know, and things happen. And some people sometimes pause and they think, ooh, if I don't have a success story, like, and I don't look super skinny, I can't do health and fitness. That's crazy, because I'm not a trainer that stands in front of people like shredded, and I'm just normal. I do normal things, you know. I have my ups and downs, and that's truly why I do what I do. And I have the people that do follow me. You know, I'm not fake, and I'm real, and this is life, you know.
That's awesome. Okay, so I wanted to definitely talk about that. So, and then just like you said, I hope Shauna is watching this or will watch this. I'm thinking, yay, somebody's watching us, Shauna, having fun and building a business, because I say that all the time, you know. From the outside in, people can look at my story, my success, and be like, okay, that's amazing, and wow, wow, wow. But at the end of the day, like, what fills me up the most is just the relationships I've built, the lives I've changed through the business, and the fun that we get to have together when we do go to conferences and events and workouts. It's just that friendship, camaraderie. I mean, that's why I signed up. I wanted to build a business with people I wanted to work with, bottom line, and have an opportunity to make any type of income with no limit. So, and be in fitness, like, come on, that's the coolest thing in the world. So I love that you talked about that, and I totally agree. You're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. You're building a team of people who are just like you. So, okay, so yeah, you went Emerald, I think the first week, which was awesome. And you're saying like everybody can do that. They just have to think of who those two people are, right? And then invite them. And then the next thing was, okay, we need to build 8 coaches total to build to Diamond, right?
Right.
So then you made a list of who else you wanted to talk to. So why don't you talk about who some of those people are as far as like your relationship with them, and then how did you invite them? Did you pick up the phone? Did you Facebook message them? Did you put a Facebook post out there? Did you pick up the phone? Like what did you do?
So in a whole, it's kind of a little bit of everybody. They are not all my clients. A couple people, like I said, when you might think, oh, this person's going to be perfect. Sometimes the time is not now, and I can't down people for that because I waited 5 years. So I'm like the extreme version of it. So people that I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be perfect for you, may have not been on board right away. A few of them are my clients, close clients, so like friends, I mean women that I've had for years. Some of them are my family members. One of them actually being my ex, because we co-parent like champs and we're very close. He's super into the health and fitness thing. And usually what I do, he kind of does and does it well. So I didn't really try to sign people up for numbers. I tried to sign people up that I thought could benefit from it, not only for themselves, but you guys, I mean, right now, and I don't know because I've only been in this for 6 weeks, I wouldn't not know how to not sign somebody up on a challenge pack. Like, and I know that it was supposed to end in August, and then they said, till the end of September, whether that continues. But to be honest, every person, and the only reason I'm not jumping into individual people is because I actually did this with all of them. I'm like, this is the way to go. Like, you basically get to take on a business that there is no initial investment. It's for yourself. I mean, the investment is for yourself. Like, you're getting workouts for a year. That's huge. You're going to get Shakeology for a month. You're going to go on it for 30 days and you're not going to want to go off of it, and you get portion fixed. So right before I did it, it was funny. My ex actually watched some info commercial and told me the next day, like, hey, I think I need to go on portion fix. Probably he misses having me in the household. I don't know, because I used to cook. But, people don't realize it's the whole package. I mean, $160 package. Everyone should be doing this right now. Like, you've got to go to your family and your friends because you're changing their life and you're keeping them healthy. Like that's the bottom line for me.
Yeah, so you're talking about the all access
Correct.
challenge pack, which is like 600 workouts ever created from Beachbody. Yeah.
And like I said, I'm newer, but I think you would agree. Like, that's huge. I just think that's huge. Like, that's everything.
Yeah, it is. That's awesome. Okay, so this is the struggle for most coaches. And first of all, you guys that are watching live, ask questions. Like, that's why we're doing this live. So any questions you have for Melissa, use them or post them. I'm watching the live as we speak, and I'll make sure she answers any questions that you have. Okay. But like, the struggle for most coaches is, like, I didn't tell you what to say to anybody, right? I didn't say like, okay, this is how you're going to talk to Amy and invite her to become a part of your team, So I think that is the number one hot question is, okay, you want to invite Tiffany, Nicole, Lisa to be a part of this. How did you do that?
Right. So a couple of them asked me what I was doing. Okay. But to me, the key is being personal. Like, you have to send personal messages. Like, when I said I worked my phone like a crazy person for the month, I really did, because I truly tried to one-on-one with the people that I thought them all out for different reasons, knew I can help them. I mean, we kind of probably like what, Amy, like a month before we started launching our challenge that we were going to do, but I didn't social media it. I actually didn't even really post it in my gym. I just talked to people. I talked to people all the time, all day, in person, on my phone, through a message, you name it. Like, that's what I did. I talked, and I was personal with them. I didn't just like, here, this is what I have to do. People wondered, why was I all of a sudden going into Beachbody? Like, was something gym? Can you still hear me?
You're cutting out a little bit.
Okay. Just saying my
Cut out, or you're
I
frozen.
mean, you have to talk to people, talk to them and talk to them. Not everybody is going to do it. Can you see me?
So you're basically saying, like, you didn't like have a script. You're just literally messaging and reaching out and being a friend first,
Right.
and looking at how this can benefit them, each individual person, and then sharing that with them.
Yes. Like, personally with each person. You got it.
Yeah.
Why I think it will work for them, why I think they should be part of our challenge group, why this package would work, be good for them, and why I think they should consider, after trying it, coaching with me. The couple women that I do have with me in the beginning are people that I know can potentially do this as a business. Like, anybody could do this as a business. They're not trainers, most of them. I mean, Amy and Jessica are my ones that are affiliated with the training in here. These girls have normal jobs, 9-to-5 jobs in an office, stay-at-home moms, you name it. They're all different. Everybody is different. But everybody has a struggle. Like, I mean, financial struggles, unless you have a super awesome job in the, business world, which is hard. Financial freedom is everybody's hope, on top of helping people. So these are all women that have part of a success story, are working towards a success story for themselves, trying to get to a healthier them, that just like me, I mean, everybody has a network of people. Like, I haven't even gone on social media and I made Diamond in 30 days. So when I'm telling you that you can do it, you can. It's the people that you're surrounded by, and it's going to be people that you don't even think of. Maybe you make one post and all of a sudden somebody in the background says, hey, Melissa, what is that you're doing? Because I have had that happen, indirectly, with you maybe posting some things on my thing. So, everybody can do it. You guys have to reach out to your inner network first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's how I built my business, and that's how I helped a lot of my coaches build their businesses, because the people that you already have around you, the people that everyone can make a list of 100 to 300 people that they know, and you already have likability and trust with them. And if they're not interested, that's fine. But like you're saying, it's all about, who do you want on your team, and then how can this benefit them, sharing it with them personally. And look what you did. I mean, this is so awesome. And you did enroll almost everyone as coaches, right? So that's something for people to know too. And now the next question is, and I know this is where a lot of people struggle too, and feel free for you guys to ask questions and I'll make sure she answers them on the live. But a lot of coaches can sponsor, like, okay, I can sponsor people, but they struggle then with helping their coaches sponsor. right? And that is the hard part because you have control over helping people, onboarding people onto your team, but like helping Amy build her team, helping Jessica build her team. So getting Amy to Emerald and getting Jessica to Emerald, not for you, which is what I'm all about, but because they want to build a business, because they want to get this off the ground. Do you want to share a little bit about the thought process on helping those two start their businesses and getting them to Emerald?
Yeah, I mean, like when I started, it was a whirlwind, and I took to the training and I was like first trying to learn for myself. And all of a sudden I had coaches with me that wanted to do the same thing. And I'm like, okay, so, I got to Emerald. Now we got to get you guys to Emerald because then we're all at the same level. Like these are the girls that I want to build a team with, and I want everybody to be on the same page and for us all to be successful, not just me going up and up and up. And they're, they feel like they are, defeated. Like, so we did the same thing. I'm like, you guys, like, we have to go first to like your inner circle. I know a lot of people say they join first with a husband or a partner or whoever, which is what Amy did. Her husband first enrolled as a coach with her, and with Jessica, the same thing. She picked two inner girls that are actually people that have trained with me, but are friends of hers, because she has a lot of people that she's brought through my gym, and girls that are just a part of a way into a success story that probably want to do this too, So all three of us are in our inner circle still. Even Amy and Jessica, like we have not launched gigantically on social media. We didn't try to overload our Facebooks at first with what we were doing. We really went to our inner circle. And I think they would tell you the same thing. They had to talk to people too. Some people you think are going to jump right away, don't. It could be someone extremely close to you. But luckily, like we all work together. I mean, when I started, I basically started with the mindset of I'm not going to be a coach, I'm going to be a leader, because right off the bat, I'm going to have a team. And we worked as a team. I mean, we met here at my gym once a week, talked about what we can do, how we can help each other, who did what part of the training, how far did you get in the training videos, how far did I get, did we make our 100 list, all the things that some people might look in the beginning like, oh, this is kind of silly, because some of it I thought the same thing. I read it and thought, well, this is really silly. However, I'm going to follow every single thing Kristina told me, because I mean, she's a superstar and clearly it works. So that's just kind of what we did. We stuck together as a team. I just took all of us as a whole, and this is our Fit Dream Team, and we're doing it together. So we're there, they want to be successful because they want to help me. I want them to be successful for themselves.
I love this. I love this because this is like, I feel like you and I are very similar, but that also goes back to the fact of like, you attract you, right? So everyone's going to say, where do I find people like Melissa? But ultimately, you and I are very similar, at least the way our brains think. Right. And that's what this business is all about. You're going to attract people like you, and that's what you want, because you are going to be able to work with that person easier, right? Because they're like you and your brains work alike. But so I've been doing this for 9 years, and I built my business pretty much the same way, like face to face and personal relationships and making friends first and having people in my living room. I would help my coaches. The minute I would figure something out, I would teach my coaches. And I still do that, but just on a bigger scale. But in the beginning, it was like having meetings at my house on Friday nights with my 3 coaches, or 3 coaches that were doing something. And we built really strong bonds together and helping them get to where I was. It's like don't leave anybody behind is what I always say. So if they want what you want, help them get to where you are now. Which is what you're doing, and I think that's awesome. But a lot of people say now, well, the business is different now, and what you did doesn't work still. It still doesn't work. It's a social media business. It is a social media business, but in the beginning, you want to go through the people that you already know. Like, And if people say to me, if you had to do it all over again, if I had to do this all over again right now, I would do it the same way. I would do it the same way. I would sit down and I would make a list and I would start inviting people to join and see if they want to do what I'm doing and build something with me. So I love that you're talking about it because it is going to help you build a strong business because it's relationship focused first. Amy and Jessica are in this not only for the fitness and to build their story, but they have a strong relationship with you. And I think all of those things are really, really important. And then it's going to allow you to help them build their teams because they're just going to do what you just did. And everyone has a network, you know, so it's like stop running from your network.
Right.
And
help the people you love.
Yeah. So, okay, so there's a question here, and if you guys have questions, drop them below. Jane asked, does Melissa sign people up as a discount coach right away or only ask if they want to build a business?
Well, realistically, I think the challenge pack is huge. That's what I'm saying right now. Whether that's not here after September, I don't know, but you guys, it's beginning of September, so take advantage of it and use it. I do explain to them that you do get the discount. I don't know why somebody wouldn't want to sign on like that. I explained it in a full. I mean, you guys, like, you're getting a discount. Like, do you really want to spend $300 on the same amount of stuff that you're getting? And because you are going to get everything, but you're going to get the chance to do this if you choose to do this, you know? So my next goal is clearly I have to, you know, be talking to these women and show them a couple of people, you know, people are going to be hesitant to think that they can't do this because they're the people that are in my network that are not in fitness industry probably think, well, I can't do that. How could I do that? But they just don't know a lot about it yet. You got to think most of these people that are on my team haven't even been on my team for barely 30 days. So I am now trying to teach them. So yes, I do sign them up as a discount coach first, but I explain it, you know, and I explain why they want to sign up as a discount coach. I don't force them. I don't say this is the only way. I show them both ways, and everybody really chooses to follow that way.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so the last question is, what do you want to say to other people who are, you know, considering changing their life with the coach opportunity, physically or financially or both? Maybe you're going to have people watch this video, they're watching your journey, and they're just like, do I want to do this? Like, what do you want to say to those people?
I mean, first I would tell them, why wouldn't you want to do this? My thing now is I tell people, like, I watched it for 5 years, you guys, you don't understand. Even girls that I have, I'm like, you guys, I'm telling you, I legitimately watch these girls become superstars. Like, they've had their babies, they've built, you know, dream houses for themselves. Not that everything in life is about money, but I mean, it helps and it's nice. It's about helping people. I mean, you literally get to have I've had jobs that I hated. I mean, I've done jobs that I literally wanted to cry going to every day. And this is like, same as sitting down with you and being like, let's explain how you did this in 30 days. And it's like, I love it. I mean, it happens because I have 100% passion for it. And it's just the start of it. You know, I mean, how could you not want to do this? This is an investment that originally is for you, you know, and take other people with you that you want to help change their lives. I mean, I have girls that are with me on my team that have been a part of my life since I was 3 years old, you know, like you and Shauna. And I have girls that are going to think I can't do this, you know, and I won't drop their name on here so that they're not, you know, embarrassed. But of course I want to do this with them. Like, I want to surround myself with a group of women that, like, we have a blast, you know. Amy and I sat there and we watched your guys, like, live feeds from Summit, like, before we even signed up. And I think we signed up, like a week later, and we would text each other, oh my God, do you guys see what they're doing now? Like, what if we could do that? Like, we're here working fitness every day and busting our butt. Like, and yes, we love what we can do, but these women are having a blast, you know. Trips and meetings and team things, and I don't know. Why wouldn't you want to do it? and get yourself to the healthiest you can. These products, believe me, I lost 100 pounds. Sometimes I don't know how I did it because it was, again, like, oh my gosh, one day. But I can tell you it would have been a lot easier had I had something like this and had a coach or somebody that, you know, a coach, a trainer, whatever, in a program to follow. Like I did not, you know, and this is, I mean, Beachbody is so different because I've worked for other companies, you know, other MLM companies that are out there that you could say the name, people don't even know what it is. Beachbody, like as soon as you say the name, people know what it is. Like Beachbody is gigantic. I mean, you're working for a company and all the tools are in front of you. Like use them, because I own my own gym and I can tell you the biggest struggle with it is marketing. Like I don't have the time to market because I own it and I'm running around and I'm training people. Beachbody, I mean, everything is laid out in front of you. Like the only what I've learned in 30 days to use is huge, you know.
Well, I love your excitement and energy and enthusiasm, because that's what it's all about. If you don't love what you're doing, what are you doing? Right? That's what I need on my tank tops. If you don't love what you're doing, what are you doing? But I love that you said take people with you that want to change their life. Take people with you. I think that's awesome. I think that, you know, that's a very powerful statement. So
take people with you that don't think they can do it. Take them with you, you know?
Right. Yeah. Link arms with them and just bring them along. I get it. I 100% get it. Well, I'm excited. I'm so excited for you. I can't imagine where you're going to be in 6 months from now, a year from now. Yay. You want to share a big, scary goal before we wrap this up? Where would you like your business to be a year from now, 2 years from now?
Well, my first goal would be to take my two closest trainers, my first two, to Diamond with me. So that's definitely a goal because, like I said, I never want to be that person that's just boom, boom, boom and way higher. Like I want them with me. Like, so their success is my success. And that's the success of our team. You know, I've done what I can do on my own, really, you know. Now it's our team. Like we have to do what we can. Right.
For sure. All right. Well, thank you so much for doing this. I know I totally probably scared the cadoodles out of you to do this, but I'm proud of you that you did it, and you're going to be so happy that you did this for the future of your team, for the future of, you know, your leaders. You're going to have a video to continuously be able to share your story, how you started your business, and create duplication from this for the people on your team that want to build a 6-figure business like you do. So, all right. Thanks, girl.
Thank you.
All right, you guys have a great day. Cheers.